How's it going? Marisa here with discoverintuition.com. I just wanted to do a quick announcement about class tomorrow night. I know I haven't made announcements for class in a long time. Usually just kind of like throw a topic out there like 5 minutes before class starts. But there's been a lot of drama today that I've talked to a lot of people that I haven't talked to in a long time that have been writing to me and being like, oh my gosh, can you clear this? Or can you clear that? Or I'm freaking out, or my sister's sick, or can you clear this? And I keep getting pulled into past life stuff. And if you know me, you know that I don't really believe in past life stuff, because I believe that we are our soul, and our soul kind of created all of our past lives. And if our soul created all our past lives, then we're more like, I'd say that it's more like parallel lives, if anything, rather than past lives. But what's weird is that I think that past lives are real. So everyone's like, duh, yeah, Marisa, they are real. So tomorrow night, what I would like to do is flip this camera. What I would like to do is fix this. Sorry, guys. I keep getting blocked from starting this live stream. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hit start and I'm just going to see what happens. So class is going to be on past lives tomorrow night. And I want to do it on that because I don't necessarily believe in them. I used to believe in past lives, I guess. And I used to believe that they were real. When I first got into spirituality, I came from kind of like a Christian background. And in that Christian background, obviously, they don't believe in past lives. But then me and my dad have gone through and read like the Book of Enoch, which I believe the Book of Enoch, after reading it and charting it out. Like I have all these charts over there of me like charting out the Book of Enoch. It's like the chart of like the underworld, when they get up to the god of the tongue of the flesh. It's like, oh, they finally make it up to like the god of the underworld, who doesn't forgive them. Of course, it's the god of the underworld. It's the fallen angels. But everyone's like, oh, why don't they ever put the Book of Enoch into the Bible? It's because it's the map of the underworld. But anyways, the point is that I think that lives are more like concurrent or parallel, or kind of like string theory. Or I used to do a meditation that was like called like quantum jumping, where we'd go up these stairs and then we just go like jump, and then like our consciousness or our higher self would take us into like a lifetime that actually like mattered. Remember the first time I did a quantum jumping meditation, I hadn't had kids yet. Obviously, my concern was, would I still be able to work? And it was weird because when I did this quantum jumping exercise, I don't see a lot in meditations, but I walked up these stairs, I got to the end of this diving board, and I jumped off, and I landed in this, like, she was like, maybe like Japanese, or I think she was like Japanese, but anyways, she was like real pretty, and she was looking in the mirror, but she was wearing like a gold medal, and obviously it was like metaphorical, and she was wearing like a marathon outfit. But then she was also like, I could tell she was like an attorney, and she was going to pick up her kids from school, and I was her, and I was looking in the mirror like fixing my makeup, and I was like a marathon runner. I had won like a gold medal. I was an attorney, and I was going to pick up my kids from school. So I had like done it all, and I lived in New York in this like penthouse suite, and I could feel like this big like ring on my finger. So it's like I was married, I had the career, I had the kids, I was this in perfect shape. So I don't know if it was like metaphorical or what, but that like kind of like when you do like this quantum jumping, you kind of bring back the qualities from that lifetime. And I don't know if it's a lifetime or if it's just like, somebody else who has the same soul essence as you, that shares the qualities with you, that you can bring those qualities back into you so that you can express them in this lifetime and have those same qualities and live a life that you want to live. And so very shortly after, that's when we decided to have Madison. I had Madison, and no, I'm not a marathon runner. I have won a gold medal. I'm not an attorney, but I did win a chargeback thing against somebody, and got my money back from an office thing, and I should be an attorney. But anyways, okay, let me see. I digress. So back to the past life thing. So I don't know. I'm excited to do class tomorrow because I'm going to channel part of it, and then I'm going to just do a meditation. So I'll lead you guys through into your past life. And honestly, there's been times where I've done past life meditations for people and they've gone into the future. And I've talked to my friend Isabel, that we used to channel a lot together, like a long time ago. If you've been around a long time, you used to remember me and Isabel used to channel together. And we used to think that Atlantis was in the past. And now I talked to her like a couple weeks ago, and maybe like a month ago. And I was like at the same time, I think we texted, and we were like, have you been saying that Atlantis is in the future now? It's like weird. It's almost like time is like flipped or something like that. So I don't know. It's like the astral plane is like fake. We have to just remember the astral plane is fake. It's just records of everything that we think has happened. And in the astral plane is also movies, So that's why like in like inventions, like people think of inventions. So like if you don't like create your invention, someone else has also thought of it at the exact same time somewhere else in the world that's part of your same like soul pod or your same soul essence or something like that. If they're on the same wavelength as you are. So it's like, we're not individuals necessarily, except for down at the very, very lower levels, like at the ego level, we are an individual. But as we move up into the higher dimensional realms, we merge with other people, we become parts of other people, and we eventually are expanded out, and we're part of one big, huge being that has all this information in it. So my whole basis of my teachings is become your higher self. And in essence, like if you become your I, like not your I am is like your soul, your like Christ self's like ego. Like your Christ self is like your fully evolved emotional body. Like you're forgiving, nothing offends you, you're compassionate, you're loving, like, you can turn the other cheek, whatever, you can create your own reality, all this good stuff. You can't create your own reality unless you can be like Christ and forgive and all this stuff. But we're three parts, so we're that emotional part, which is the soul. And then we're our consciousness, which is the mind. And then we're the witness as well, which is like the eyes to see. So what I try to take you guys into is the awareness, which is the eyes. And that way, once you're the eyes, I can take you into your emotional body. I can take you up into like the highest possible states of consciousness without you guys having to like ascend and like be these like, become like these like super like conscious beings that are like super like walking on water, and like that like don't yell at your kids when they're being complete like crazy psychos and stuff like that, which would be awesome, But I think that the most important thing is becoming aware of our awareness. And when we can become aware of our awareness, then we can become aware of the thoughts in our head. We can become aware of whether we're in our emotions, whether we're in our mental body, whether we're in our mental body, meaning like our thoughts. I was listening to something that I found today that somebody actually posted for me, or of me, that I don't even remember channeling. It's of me and Bill, and I'm going to play it tomorrow night. And it's about our core beliefs that we attained prior to 6 years old, that our parents and people around us basically like implanted into us, without us having any filter, any way of saying like, wait, no, that's not true. And it was a channeling about me saying like, when we're trying to make a decision on what to do, we could have historical stuff that's in the way, like past life stuff that's in our DNA, that like, it could be like, I have a picture of my grandma Lala. She's in a picture over there. She's actually sitting right here. I moved her over there because she felt better over there. But maybe she didn't want to be on camera, but she's in a little snow globe picture over there. But but maybe she had beliefs like in her DNA. I have her DNA in me. Maybe she had beliefs that are inside of me. She isn't necessarily in me, but her beliefs are inside of me. They may not all be activated within me, but when I'm trying to make a decision, maybe some of like her beliefs will get activated in my mind, and I'll feel conflicted about, like, should I take door A? And she was really, really Baptist. I believe my mom can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they were Baptist. So it made me feel like, oh, door A is wrong. That's going to be wrong if I go that way. But then my dad's DNA, that side, his mom and his dad and all that, all the beliefs that come with that may, contradict each other. And then we've got like our beliefs that come from like what nationality we are, like all that stuff, where we're born, everything. There's all these beliefs that come with everything that we are before we even have a chance to get our own beliefs about what we are and who we are consciously. So past lives may not even be our own past lives. We may be tuning into our ancestors' lives. So I don't know. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if it's our ancestors' lives that we're tuning into, but I was doing a healing for somebody today, Mara. And Mara, I won't share the details about it, but I love Mara. Mara's the best. She's a really good healer too. You guys just FYI, if you need a good healer. I've met her through Hay House Radio. She's started coming to my classes, and she took my classes, and she's a really, really good healer. She's in Canada, I think. I can't remember which town. I always think Canada is like a little town, but Canada's like bigger than us. But I think it doesn't, like San Diego, have more people than Canada or something like that. Or California. I don't know. Probably totally just butchered that. But anyways, so anyways, she wrote to me and she asked if I could check her energy, and I followed her energy back into like a past life thing. And whenever Mara writes to me, I always learn so much because she's so clairvoyant. So I like always see like all this stuff. And it was interesting to kind of follow like her little like DNA strand back like through all this stuff. And what was interesting was I was healing her with my mind at first. And then I finally just went like, okay, I'm totally healing her with my mind. Like, I'm just going to use Reiki. Like, I am Reiki, which, by the way, I'm going to teach a level 1 class coming up here. Probably not before Christmas, because nobody's going to have extra money to take a class before Christmas. Although we do have some financial aid in the nonprofit, like Patreon fund, which all the money goes towards financial aid and stuff like that. But the and then you can always just make like payments of like $5 a month. Like, I'm really, really lenient about it. But I think I'll do it like at the very beginning of the new year, and then make a 3rd-day Reiki reboot class for all like the people that have taken Reiki before, because I think people need a Reiki reboot class. But I'm going to do an I Am Reiki class. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do the I Am Reiki, which is kind of like a Christ-based Reiki. So I just said, okay, I am Reiki. And I just took the Reiki and kind of like threw it up into the quantum realms and had it come down, and just asked that she be instantly healed. And it was funny because all the stuff I was working on healing on her, and I was following all these little things back and trying to heal all these past lives and do all this stuff. It just like, I saw like that stuff that you spray the keyboard with to get all the dust out, and it's like freezes. I think it's nitrous oxide. I saw it go and like freeze her. And then she just went and like dissolved. And then I saw it spray another piece of her and another piece of her. And I was like, oh my God, her awareness was like in like a piece of her that's not even hers. Like, it wasn't even her. So I was like, wow, maybe like past life stuff does exist. And maybe our awareness, which is the piece of us that I teach my students to get into, maybe that awareness does fall into other pieces of us if we meet people, or we do healings, or just we come into contact with people who resonate with or remind us of those past lives. And who knows, with like the coronavirus and the vaccine and like all this like DNA stuff going on, like who knows, like with everything going on, like what's in there, it could have a frequency that's similar to something that was in some other lifetime or something. Who knows, so anyways, I finally found her in I always find her in Jonah's whale. It's so funny. And I was like a starfish. It was really funny. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a starfish, and she's in Jonah's whale. It's very weird. But anyways, healings are very strange, and I think they're metaphorical. But anyways, we finally became us, and I was like, the healing's done. She's her and I'm me, and we're both back in our bodies. But and she said that she felt better, and I felt better, and stuff. But it was just interesting, because it was a lesson to me as a healer that sometimes as healers, we're sitting here trying to heal somebody, but like, look at it like this: you have 50 cars in a parking lot, and one of them is your car. 49 of them are your old cars that don't work. And you're remembering something that you did when you were 14. So you're sitting in your car when you were 14, but it doesn't have an engine. It's missing a wheel. It doesn't have a steering wheel. The tires all shot out. You like totaled the car, but you're sitting in it, feeling like it's the car. Like you're looking at it like it's a new car because you're in it and remembering it like it's a new car. And we are consciousness, so we are whatever we think we are. And so we're like sitting in the car thinking it's new. So the healer comes in and they're healing the car that you had with 14. Nobody drives when they're 14. 16. the car when you're 16. So the healer is healing the car from when you were 16 years old. And so then you leave and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. But then you like go about living your life. And then all of a sudden you just like, you pop into the car that you had when you were 32 and you're like, oh, I don't really feel right anymore. And now I'm fighting with my husband again and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, my healing wore off. It's like, well, we just healed the car or the body or the part of our mind or, the aspect of us, the piece of our consciousness that it was us when we were, why do I keep wanting to say 14, 16, fine, 14, fine, 14. They keep wanting me to say 14. Nobody drives when they're 14, guides. Okay, fine, whatever. They just keep wanting me to say 14. But anyways, so the point is that Mara, I was healing like her 14-year-old body. And what I needed to do was pull her out of that, pull her into her now and heal that so that her awareness would stay in the present moment. And it's all about really staying present in presence and in God's presence, in God's light, and stay in the now. And really, we discovered a while ago that the now is not even really now anyways, because the now already happened. But anyways, present in presence. So if you can leave with anything right now, just say, I am present in presence. I am present in presence. Please show me what that feels like. I am present in presence. Please show me what that feels like. And if you feel like you're kind of scattered about, just say like, just imagine, literally imagine a present. Imagine a present and then say, I am now that present. And imagine what the present looks like now. It could be like all torn apart and all like looking all weird. My present went from being like a pretty like red and gold like emoji present, the emoji gift that's on the emojis. Mine went to like being wrapped in like newspaper and all like gross looking. And when things are made out of newspaper, I see them coming from the moon, and that means they're in the astral plane and they're old and gross and old news. I see like Abraham Lincoln coming from there, and so I'm in the astral plane. Okay, so anyways, that was not important. Anyway, okay, so this is one of me and Christina's exercises. So you're supposed to say, it's a kid's exercise. You're supposed to say, twinkle, twinkle, little star. And you're supposed to say, I wish I may, wish upon a star tonight. And you're supposed to imagine a star in your hand and you throw it up in the air and it comes down on top of your present and it spins light all around and it heals your present. And when it heals your present, what it's doing is it's pulling all the pieces into the present, all of the pieces of you that are in all the past parts of you that are stuck in an argument from like a few days ago that are still like ruminating about your husband saying like something, or still trying to think of something you should have come back with, or that are stuck like way far in the past, or like that are thinking about the future, or that are maybe stuck in the past life if they're real. So to make that short, you can just say, imagine a star in your hand, throw it up in the air, imagine it coming down the present, spinning around. And if you don't see, just pretend. And this is what's called quantum healing. It's quantum physics. The act of perceiving it is what makes it, the act of witnessing is what makes it happen. So I'm seeing my little star spinning and all the newspapers going away, and it's my presence dissolving and it's turning into nothing. And now it's turned into, well, it's still doing it. Still doing it. Okay, fine. I'll help you guys. Someone's like, "What was that? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I wish I may. I wish I might wish upon a star tonight." And there's a star in your hand. You throw it up in the air, lands on the present. It was supposed to be for moms and kids, like a fun little thing to do, to imagine a present. I am now that present. And then the star spins around on the present, and it brings kids back into their body. It brings their light back into their body. It brings their star back into their body. It brings their spark back into their body, and really grounds them a lot. But parents can do it too. There we go. A few people just went back into their bodies. Good job. And then once you feel like the present is like normal, just say, "Show me my present." And then just ask to see, just say, "I am present in presence. Please show me what that feels like." And you should feel like light coming down over you. And if you don't, there's a couple people you have to say, like, "I am whatever your name is," because you may be in somebody else. But that can be for the class tomorrow. So, anyways, that's kind of like a little precursor to what we'll do for class tomorrow. So, anyway, we'll do something like that. We'll do some other exercises that are like super easy that you don't really need to like be like experienced to do them. I mean, really, honestly, like once you come to class, like I get you guys into the space where you can really do any of the exercises. You may not be able to do them once you're not in class, because the group kind of like boosts everybody up, and then watching the class later, yeah, you can get into that space again too. And I tune kind of like the energy of like the class, and it's like recorded so you can watch it later. If you come to class, you can always watch it later, like and like an unlimited amount of times. It's only $25 to come to class, I think. And then if you're a Patreon, you come for free. So check out my Patreon page, check out discoverintuition.com. I have a VHX site. It's like a little TV site. It's Intuition Light. We took some of the meditations and some of the songs that I channel to, and we edited them. So it's like Patreon has like six years worth of classes, like 52 weeks every Wednesday, plus more, because some weeks I did like 3 or 4 classes a week. So we have tons and tons of raw classes. A lot of them are me just like talking, rambling, or just like blank space. So we edited classes, put them on, and it's Intuition Light. And that's at intuitionmedia.vhx.tv. I would say I'll put that down in the description, but I don't even know where the description is or how to do that, or I'll put it in my bio. I don't even know what the bio is, so I don't know how to do that. So it's intuitionmedia.vhx. That's V as in Victor, H as in Hector, X as in X-ray, .tv. And that's Intuition Light. And that's free for 30 days. And then I have my Patreon page, and you don't have to pay anything to be a part of that. And you get access to a lot of stuff for free, or you can pay like $1. $1 helps me keep going. And then there's discoverintuition.com. All my books are on there, stuff like that. And then I have a ton of free YouTube videos and stuff like that. And a lot of podcasts and stuff like that. I've got like 115 radio shows from Hay House that are out there roaming around somewhere, that are free somewhere. If you just type in Discovering Intuition with Marisa, you'll find them there. But come to class tomorrow night. If it's your first time and you really don't have the money, just let us know and we'll give you a code to get in for free. Email assistant@discoverintuition.com. And if you come to class all the time and you want to bring a friend, bring a friend. I promise tomorrow I'll make it short. I'll keep it quaint, and I will not be embarrassing. And I'm going to turn the chat off tomorrow. So there's not going to be a lot of chit chat. Sometimes the chat gets a little out of control. So I'm just going to turn the chat off tomorrow. We're going to have like because my mom has the kids tomorrow. Jeff's going to be at work. So I need to make class like boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to do a little lesson, listen to that recording, and then we're going to do the meditation, and then boom, done. Okay. So it'll be an hour and a half, and then that's it. Starting at 7, and I'm going to make it login. You can start login at 6, and everybody can chit chat, and then the chat's going to be off at 7, start class, and then it'll be over at 8:30. Okay. So we will see you tomorrow. Let's see who's here. Lucy. Hi. I'm going to wave at everyone. Hi. Hello. Hi, guys. If you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube, I'm got this restream thing where it runs it to like everywhere. The chat that I'm looking at right now is is on Instagram because it's on my phone. But I'm going to set it up so that in Intuition Live TV, there'll be a chat where you guys can chat on YouTube. Well, where I'll be monitoring that when I go live. I've just been so caught up with Phantom, Jeff's brothers, Doggy. He's with Brian now, by the way, if anybody's been following that. I think that he's probably at peace now. It's very sad, but he was suffering. So that's another thing I wanted to do tomorrow is kind of send love to everybody's pets that have like passed. And then also anyone who's had to make a decision on whether to like, like help them along, or if they've gone naturally or whatever, like release any sort of like guilt, shame, blame, or any sort of like second like thoughts or whatever about that. I wanted to do that as part of class tomorrow too. I wasn't the one that had to make a decision on any of that because he wasn't my dog. But I was very wrapped up in trying to get him healed. And I had a lot of people that were healing, like sending him healing, and a lot of people that were sending prayers and all that. There was probably like 100 people, 200 people all involved in this. So thank you everyone for your prayers and everything. And so anyways, I'm going to go home and see my kids before they go to sleep. So, and eat dinner because I'm starving. So I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, at class. Okay. If tickets aren't available for sale yet, it's because Anne hasn't posted them yet. They will be available tomorrow, but it's discoverintuition.com. They will be available, or they're over on Patreon. Okay. So see you tomorrow night. Okay. If you can't come, by the way, if you can't come to class, sign up for class and I still heal you as if you're at class. And if you're a $150 person or a $300 person, there's a complaint, like not a complaint, but a question from somebody who's like a $300 person where I guess the guide said, this energy is only for the people that are at class right now. That includes like the $150 people and the $300 people that like pay to like come to class later because they can't come because it's too late. They're in different time zones or whatever. That it's like, I include all of you guys, your healings and everything. I include you guys in class, even if you're not there. So, but same with people who buy a ticket. If you buy a ticket to come to class, even if you're not there and you want to watch the next day, I include you in the healing and all that stuff live. And then when you do the class the next day, then you email me and say, hey, I'm going to watch it right now. And then I just kind of witness the healing then and make sure that it all kind of like solidifies the next day or the day after, or whenever it is that you choose to watch it. So anyways, yeah, I'm looking at that. Sorry, I'm not looking at that, but anyway. Okay, bye guys. Let's see here. And stream. Discover Intuition.